Welcome back to the deep dive. Great to have you with us again.
Good to be here.
So if you joined us last time, you'll remember we started looking at Krishna's insights, specifically how when he uses the word I, well, it could mean a person, God, or Brahman, the ultimate reality.
That's right. And importantly, not a personal or family deity in that specific context.
Exactly. So today we're pushing further, really digging into verses 4 to 7 of chapter 7 in the Gita for Joyful Living.
Mhm.
Our mission really is to unpack the specific descriptions Krishna gives of God himself. These are supposed to be direct insights, right, into the divine nature.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this quite unique. These aren't, later interpretations or philosophies built around the idea of God. The text presents them as God talking about his own essence.
Directly from the source, so to speak.
Yes. And the goal isn't just intellectual curiosity, though that's part of it. It's meant to give you, the listener, a kind of framework for understanding the universe and, well, your place in it. It's quite a comprehensive view.
Okay, sounds powerful. So where do we start? What's the first description?
The first one is God as the cause of creation, the ultimate cause.
Right. And the source says God is both the intelligent cause and the material cause. Now that might sound a bit strange to some. How can one thing be both the mind and the matter behind creation?
It's a really fundamental point. Let's use that classic analogy, the potter and the clay.
Okay.
The potter, with their skill, their idea, their action, that's the intelligent cause. They shape the pot.
Makes sense. The who and how.
Exactly. And the clay itself, the actual stuff the pot is made from, that's the material cause, the what.
Right. Usually separate things. A person making something out of some material.
Precisely. But here, with God and the universe, the teaching is that God is both. He is the intelligence, the consciousness, the will behind it all.
The potter.
And he is also the very substance from which it all arises. The clay, if you will. That's why the text often prefers the term manifestation instead of creation.
Ah, okay. So not making something separate, but unfolding, extending himself as the universe.
That's a good way to put it. An unfolding or an emanation. It's not like building a house from bricks that exist elsewhere. It's more like a spider spinning a web out of itself.
Okay, that image helps. So if God manifests the universe from himself, the source then talks about God having two parts or maybe two natures.
Yes, two natures is probably a better way to think about it.
A higher nature called Brahman, the conscious principle, and a lower nature called illusion, which is the inert universe.
That's the one. An illusion is described as being composed of aura, energy, and matter.
Aura, energy, and matter. That's quite specific.
It is. And it ties directly into the core teachings. Teaching 83 says God is both the intelligent and material cause.
Right, what we just discussed.
And then teaching 84 elaborates.
Yeah.
The higher nature is Brahman, the intelligent cause, the consciousness. The lower nature is illusion, the material cause, made of that aura, energy, and matter.
So God is the ultimate source. Nothing came before God. No one created God.
Exactly. The uncaused cause. Beginningless, endless. That's the concept. And there's a sort of logical underpinning offered, too. If you observe the universe, what do you see? Well, you see consciousness or intelligence, you see dynamic forces or energy, and you see physical substance or matter.
Sure, that seems observable.
So the argument goes, if that's the output, the universe, then the input, this lower nature called illusion, must be composed of those same fundamental elements: aura, energy, and matter.
Interesting. The effect reflects the cause. Okay, so the universe isn't just made by God, it is God in a way, an expression of his two natures.
A manifestation of his being, yes.
Got it. That's a big idea. Okay, let's move to the second description. God is omnipresent, ever-present. We hear this term a lot. What does it really mean here?
Well, first, it means God is eternal. No beginning, no end. Always was, always will be.
Okay. Standard enough?
But it goes further. It means God is literally everywhere. There is no place, no point in space, no dimension where God is not.
No exceptions.
No exceptions. And the source emphasizes something quite striking. Wherever you look, you can perceive only him.
Only him. What about, chairs and trees and stars?
The implication is that all of that is contained within his being. There's nothing in the universe outside of God. And crucially, there's no God outside of the universe either.
Ah, so not a God who sits apart from creation looking down.
Exactly. He is the totality. It's an immanent view, not just a transcendent one. He encompasses everything. And even time and space themselves, our very framework for experiencing reality, are considered part of God's manifestation. He exists beyond them, while containing them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's hard to fully grasp. Our reality is within God, and he's not bound by the dimensions he creates.
It's definitely a perspective shift.
So if he's everywhere, that leads naturally to the next point, right? God is omnipotent,
Yeah.
all-powerful.
Yes, and his omnipotence is shown in the cosmic order. God is described as having laid out the fundamental laws that govern how the entire universe works.
Like physical laws.
Exactly. Think about gravity, electromagnetism, the laws of thermodynamics, quantum mechanics, even the principles governing biology and life. According to this view, all the laws that science discovers and describes, they were instituted by God. He set the rules of the game, so to speak.
So when scientists discover a law, they're essentially uncovering God's rules.
That's the perspective offered, yes. It reframes scientific discovery quite profoundly.
How so? I mean, does it change the science itself?
Not the scientific findings, no. Gravity still works the same way. But it changes the meaning or the context of the discovery. Instead of seeing laws as just sort of inherent brute facts about nature, you see them as expressions of an underlying intelligence and will.
So scientific investigation becomes almost like reading the blueprint of creation, discovering the divine design.
You could certainly see it that way. It suggests that the order, the predictability, the mathematical elegance we find in the universe isn't accidental, but reflects that supreme intelligence. It adds a layer of perhaps reverence to scientific inquiry.
That's a fascinating way to look at it. Okay, description number 4. God is omniprevalent. Now, you flagged this earlier. It sounds like omnipresent, but it's different.
It is different, and the distinction is subtle but important. Omnipresent means being everywhere, existing in all locations.
Filling all space.
Right. Omniprevalent, however, means being the active force or the indwelling principle within everything.
Active force, like the energy that makes things go.
Exactly. God is the motive power, the animating spark within all living beings. That might seem intuitive enough.
Okay, the life force.
But here's the kicker. The source says God exists as this active principle, even within apparently inert objects.
Inert things, like rocks or tables.
Yes. Rocks, tables, water, air. There is nothing in the entire universe, living or non-living, where God is not present as the underlying, active, sustaining reality.
So he's not just located in the rock. He is the principle that allows the rock to be a rock, to hold its form.
That's a very good way to capture the essence of omniprevalence. It's not just about location, omnipresence. It's about active indwelling and sustenance. He's the isness of everything.
That changes how you look at, well, everything. Even a simple object isn't just there, it's actively sustained.
It certainly invites a different kind of perception.
Okay, let's move to the 5th description. God is omniscient, all-knowing.
Yes. Simply put, God knows everything.
Everything. Past, present, future, every detail.
The source explains how this is possible by stating that God's mind is the cosmic mind. And this cosmic mind encompasses or includes all the individual minds of all living beings.
All minds. My mind. Your mind. An ant's mind.
Every mind. Every thought, every feeling, every perception, every memory, every scrap of knowledge held by any conscious entity is, in this view, part of God's total awareness.
So, nothing is truly private or separate.
In the ultimate sense, no. It all exists within this one vast cosmic consciousness. Nothing is hidden from it because it's all contained within it.
So, thinking about the listener here, what does that imply for you? If your mind is part of this cosmic mind, what does that mean about your thoughts, your sense of self?
It's a profound implication, isn't it? It challenges the idea that our consciousness is purely individual and isolated. It suggests a deep interconnectedness. Our thoughts maybe are like waves on an ocean, distinct for a moment, but ultimately part of the larger body of water, the cosmic mind.
So our knowledge, our intuition, could it be us tapping into that larger awareness?
That's certainly one way to interpret it, that our knowing is a reflection or a facet of the knowing, the ultimate omniscience. It definitely shifts your perspective on what self and awareness even mean.
Definitely something to ponder. Okay, the 6th and final description, God is the foundation.
Yes. God is the ultimate ground or substratum upon which everything exists.
The source says he manifests, sustains, and then periodically resolves the universe, like a cycle.
Exactly. There's an analogy used like a singer. The singer begins to sing, manifestation. They sustain the song for a while, sustenance, and eventually they stop singing, resolution or withdrawal.
A cosmic performance.
In a sense. And to illustrate the sustaining part more vividly, there's the necklace analogy.
Ah, yes, you mentioned this. Tell us about that.
Imagine a necklace made of many different beads and stones, different shapes, sizes, colors, textures.
Representing the diversity of the universe. Living beings, inert objects.
Precisely. All the variety we see.
Yeah.
Now, what holds all these different beads together on the necklace?
The thread, right. The string running through the...
Exactly. An often unseen thread. In this analogy, that thread is compared to Brahman, the higher conscious nature of God. It's the unseen underlying reality that connects and supports everything.
And the beads and stones themselves?
They represent illusion, the lower nature of the manifested universe, composed of that aura, energy, and matter we talked about earlier.
Okay, so the diverse forms are like the beads, but they're all strung on the single thread of Brahman. That's a powerful image.
It really is. It emphasizes unity underlying diversity.
But wait, didn't we say earlier that Brahman is attributeless? How can something without attributes be the foundation, the thread, holding things with attributes?
Good question. That gets into the metaphysics of manifestation. Brahman, in its ultimate reality, is considered beyond all attributes we can conceive of. Pure being, consciousness, bliss, perhaps. However, the process of manifestation begins when attributes are, in a sense, conceptually superimposed onto Brahman. It's not a physical mixing, more like potential becoming actual.
Why does that work?
The teaching describes it sequentially. By associating the single attribute of found with Brahman, the subtlest element, space, akasha, is manifested. The potential for vibration gives rise to expanse.
Okay.
Add the attribute of touch to space and you get air, vayu. Add sight or form to air and you get fire. Add taste to fire, you get water, tapas. Add smell to water and you get earth.
Wow, okay, so it's a cascade. From subtle potential to gross matter by adding qualities.
Exactly. A progression from subtle energy to gross matter. And all inert objects in the universe, including our own physical bodies and even our minds, are said to be composed of combinations of these 5 great elements: space, air, fire, water, earth.
Even the mind is made of these elements.
Yes, the mind is considered a very subtle form of matter derived from these elements. But here's the key difference for living beings.
What's that?
While the mind is material, it has a unique quality. It's subtle enough to reflect the sentiency, the consciousness of Brahman, like a clean mirror reflecting light.
And inert objects don't have that reflective capacity, or not in the same way.
Correct. That capacity to reflect consciousness is what distinguishes living beings, allowing for awareness, thought, feeling. The matter is organized differently, enabling that reflection.
So the thread of Brahman runs through everything, but only in living beings with minds does its conscious nature get clearly reflected.
That's the essence of it.
That necklace analogy, the thread, it really does tie everything together, doesn't it? The seen and the unseen, the diverse and the unified, all held by Brahman.
Absolutely. It shows how everything emerges from, is sustained by, and ultimately rests upon that single divine foundation.
This has been quite a journey. Just to recap, we've explored Krishna's descriptions of God as the ultimate cause, both intelligent and material.
Omnipresent, filling all existence.
Omnipotent, the source of all cosmic law.
Omniprevalent, the active force within everything, living and inert.
Omniscient, the all-knowing cosmic mind.
And finally, the very foundation, the thread, sustaining the necklace of creation.
It's incredibly comprehensive.
It really provides these aha moments, doesn't it? Going beyond just saying God is great, to actually outlining how and why from this perspective, it offers a truly profound framework.
It really does. So a final thought for you, our listener, to maybe mull over. What does it really mean for you personally if everything you experience, the world around you, the laws of science, even your own thoughts and consciousness is fundamentally a manifestation of, or rests upon, this single, all-encompassing reality Krishna describes?
How does seeing the universe, not as separate objects, but as beads on that single thread of Brahman, change your perception?
Yeah. How does it shift how you see the most ordinary things, the most complex ideas, or even just the quiet space of your own mind? Something to think about.
Indeed.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into God's nature according to the Gita. We hope it's given you some valuable insights.
Until next time.